Good morning everyone and welcome to Let's Shop Cake Live. This is Saturday morning, it's 10 o'clock and this is my shopping channel. My name's Tracy Mann from Tracy Mann Cakes and I'm here most Saturdays, not every Saturday but most Saturdays, doing a cake demonstration showing you how to use some of the equipment that we've got and talking you through some of our online classes and obviously trying to get my memory sorted at the same time. So if we will see how it goes. So I'm all on my own today, no Kelly. Kelly is currently in Liverpool. She is stuck there, so she's on her way back today, but she did get stuck in Liverpool yesterday because of the storm that we had in the country. And my other little girl is in London with COVID and I'm waiting for her to log in and then I can give her a wave. So yes, my two children not around at the moment. However, my other online PA, Nikki, is available this morning to help you find some of the products that I'm going to show you this morning. Although we've not really had a discussion about this, the poor lady has to find them, which is always a little bit tricky. But anyway, I'm sure she'll be able to help us out as we go along through the morning. So if you want to buy anything today, then the website address is below me, which is letsshopcakelive.co.uk, and you're more than happy to go ahead and buy some bits and pieces off that site. If you purchase anything over the weekend, so that's today and tomorrow, whether it's through Let's Shop Cake Live or whether it's through my other site, which is tracyscakes.co.uk, we will put everything together and charge you one lot of postage. We won't do it after Sunday, but Saturday and Sunday orders we will combine and put together as one lot of postage. So if you see something that we're doing and you think, oh, I'd like that, and you order it, and then you see something else later on, fatal, you're very welcome to then purchase that and we can combine the postage that way. I'm really trying not to be distracted by the comments, but I'm pretty certain that Kelly and Charlotte are both in at the morning. So good morning, girls. Mummy misses you. Come home soon. We've got that bit out the way now. It's like being on, you know, when you see people on television say, oh, can you just say hello to my aunt for me? It's a little bit like that. Anyway, good morning, girls. Mother's here. We're going to be going through various bits and pieces as per usual. So we're going to have a look at lots of things that are coming up. I've got my trusty notepad here with me. The only thing is I cannot tell you who is logged in at the moment because all I can see is Facebook user, but I know from some of those comments who is logged in already. But if you I will go back through the comments later on, and if I have missed anything then I will pick up on it as well. So the Gold member group had their first Facebook Q&A this week. So we are now doing Q&As with the Gold member group. So these are the people that are on my online cake school that are Gold members. We're now starting to do that. So we had that, although I have to say it was very disrupted. I had to go to my mother's house to do it because we had no power. So it's all been a bit of a muddle. However, I did manage to get that done this week as well. So the online teaching school is up and running, as we all know, and we have some new classes which I'm going to talk you through shortly and explain to you whether you can buy them on their own or whether they're included in membership as well. So you can probably spot some of them behind me. Yeah, the bird one is pretty obvious at the moment because I've got that stood up on a stand. But I am going to go through those classes with you and talk to you about that. We've also got some new chocolate moulds. I mean, it wouldn't be the same if I didn't have any new chocolate moulds, so I have. I've also got some demonstrations coming up on painting. So I'm going to show you how to paint the daisy chain, which is the little patchwork cutter, which is an absolute steal in terms of price. Really good. And then we're going to be looking at the countryside one, which I'm going to show you, but I'm actually going to paint that next week. I think I'm sort of saying I think I'm going to do it. That's the plan, but plans may change the minute I spot Kelly when she comes back, and she'll go, no mum, don't do this, do this, and then everything changes. So we'll see. That was the plan at the moment, Kelly. I will let her know what we're doing, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Kelly's class because Kelly has a live coming up this week. What else have I got down here? I've got a couple of videos for you as well. One of the new chocolate moulds has got a new video with it which I'm going to run as well, so you can see how to do that. It's big, quite similar to the terms of size to the haunted house, so I decided that this year I would actually film it so you can see it from the word go and you can see how it's assembled, because lots of people go and don't know how to do it. It's the same principle as the haunted house, but it's not a haunted house. You'll have to see what it is later on, but I will run through that as well. So there's lots to get through as usual. Saturday mornings, put your feet up, forget the housework, all of those things, everybody. Just enjoy yourself and don't forget to go shopping as well. So there's lots of lovely things to look at as we go through the morning. Right, I've got to stop looking down, but my list is here. I need an auto cue up here. Kelly, we need to get an auto cue so I can see what's going on. Here is my list. Right, okay, I go live, you see, and then my memory immediately just goes straight out. So I need to tune into what I'm doing. So there we go. Right, okay, so let's talk about school. School is my favourite subject, so let's talk about the school first. Hold on, I've got to press all the buttons. There we go. Right, so the cake school. So if you want to buy any cake lessons or anything, any memberships, you do need to go to the cake school, which is tracymanncakeschool.co.uk. That's where you're heading if you want to purchase anything lesson wise. Okay, so please don't go to Let's Shop Cake Live looking for lessons, because they are not there. You do need to go to the cake school to look at the lessons. So last week, was it last week or maybe the week before, we launched chocolate paste, which was extremely popular. I'm going to put up a lovely picture of the 3 cakes. So this is chocolate paste. It is a course telling you how to make chocolate paste, so that's milk white and dark. It's showing you how to get the perfect chocolate drip. It's showing you how to make chocolate flowers, how to temper chocolate, how to ganache a cake, how to make roses. It's got everything on it. It's absolutely jam-packed, this course, and loads of you have already picked up on it and are already getting involved and enjoying it. It's a really, really lovely class to do, this one. And as I say, we only launched it last week, and already I am bringing out another class next week. So next Saturday there is a new class coming that's also connected with chocolate paste, and that is a single project on its own, and that is a teddy class, which I'm going to show you in just a second. Now all of the classes that I show you on Let's Shop and anywhere else, they can all be bought individually, so you don't have to pay for them. You can buy the whole class in one go, or you can sign up as a member, a monthly member. So we have lots of different levels of monthly membership. So we have, I'm going back on a second, so we have gold membership, we have silver membership, bronze and sugarcraft. And so they get you different things depending on what you're interested in. So if you're interested in everything that I do, then you're going to be a gold member. Now, if you're a gold member, that does entitle you to Q&A Facebook Lives. They're also going to get a royal icing demonstration next week, and they get advance warning of what classes are coming, and they also get discount codes as well for various other places to go and shop online. So it's a really, really good all-included package for $12.50 a month. It's not a lot. It is really, really worth having, and the rate I'm adding classes at the moment, it's excellent value for money. So as a gold member, you can join in that way. As a silver member, you will have access to all the cake painting, but you won't have access to any sugarcraft, which means you won't have access to chocolate paste or royal icing or any of the other new stuff that's coming out at the moment, because it was all leading that way at the moment. And then it doesn't include the Facebook Live classes as well. So the Facebook Live classes are bought as a separate thing altogether, because to be honest with you, it's so complicated for me to have you as gold members and then go and enroll you in all the Facebook groups, and then when you decide you don't want to be a gold member anymore, although that's unlikely, I've got to unenroll you from all these Facebook groups as well. So I've just kept the Facebook Live classes as a separate purchase, and then everything else is a monthly membership, so which you then get access to all these lovely classes as they come out, and loads of extra information. So it's a really, really excellent membership, I think it is anyway, and we've certainly had lots of people pick up on it, so we know that you're all enjoying it. And we know also, well certainly I know by looking at Teachable, which is where we host all the classes, that everybody is interacting more, everybody is doing classes, because I can see, you know, when you log in, I know I can see who's been logging in, so I know which students are on it. So with the interaction in the classes as well, there's loads and loads to get involved with. And if you're a gold member, there is a separate Facebook group for you as well, and they're all in there busy chatting away and talking about what they're up to. So there are lots and lots of opportunities to be able to get involved that way. So gold membership certainly includes the chocolate paste. It also includes the new class, which I'm going to put him up now. There he is. So this is the new class that I'm releasing next Saturday. So it's another chocolate class, it's another chocolate paste class, because what I want to do is I want to show you just how flexible and how usable chocolate paste paste is, and so that show you all the different things that you can do with it other than just making flowers and drips and all these other bits and pieces. I want you to look at other things with it as well. So I am building other memberships, other cakes for these classes, so that you can get involved and pick and choose things that you want to do, and you can adapt them as well. This one is all about chocolate paste, so white chocolate paste, and it's also going to include how to make the bear, so it's going to show you how to do that. It's also going to show you how to make those chocolate balls that are on there, because they are not polystyrene, and I want people to be able to get a cake and actually eat it and enjoy it, rather than looking at it and go, oh, it's a lump of polystyrene, I can't eat that. So I have made them chocolate, and I'm going to show you on the video how to do that as well. And also I have included how to make pastelage. So if anybody doesn't know what pastelage is a very strong paste. So it's stronger than flour paste, and it basically makes things that you can stand up. So if you can see, the teddy is holding two letters there that spell out the word hi. They've been made from pastelage, and I have quite a unique recipe on how to make it. So I've shared that recipe with this class, and you will be able to pick that up as well. So if you want to pre-order the class, so if you want to buy the class separately because you just want to have a go, that's absolutely fine, and you can go to the cake school. Nikki, I think, has put a link up. Nikki or Kelly has put a link up, so you can go over there and purchase the class, and it will then be available for you next Saturday. Or you can join as a gold or a Sugarcraft member, and then you will automatically get it on the following Saturday. So when it becomes available, you will then be able to do it. And it's very adaptable. Now, I decided to go neutral. I decided to go the yellows and the greens rather than going pink or blue, because I think it then gives you the idea, and then you can change it however you want to do it. Now, the topper that's on there, the Oh Baby one, is from an Instagram company that I have started to work with, because I do really, really like her cake toppers. And she has a discount code for you as well, so that has been put on the gold membership. They know what it is, and they've been able to get some discounts on those as well. But there are lots of cake toppers on Etsy, but I'm particularly keen on this one, on this particular lady, because she's doing lots of things for me. I keep asking her to do all sorts of strange things, and she's doing it for me. But I'm very, very pleased with this, because the topper she's made matches my white chocolate paste perfectly. And I think also this is another really, really good example. If you look at the colour of the chocolate paste, which is what the cake's covered with, versus the lettering, the H and the I, that is white. So white sugar paste would be that colour. Chocolate paste is not that colour. It is actually a sort of a yellowy colour. So just bear that in mind as well. But it's a really nice contrast of white, yellow, brown, and then I'll put a little bit of green in there as well. But it's a lovely class, and as I say, it will be available from next Saturday. And if you would like to get involved in that, you can either buy it on its own, or you are welcome to join as a gold or Sugarcraft member, and you would be very welcome. We've had lots and lots of response to the school, and I'm really, really happy with the way it's going. So if you want to join, do please join. I'd be very happy to see you. Right, and also just before I move away from membership, I just want to say with our membership, so our membership runs on a monthly basis. However, you're not tied in. I know some contracts tie you in for long periods of time, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you the option of coming and going as you please. So if you want to stay for 2 months, that's fine. If you want to stay forever, that's also fine. But you can stop and start as you go through it. But every time you stop, then you won't have any access to your classes if you join as a member, because the Teachable site will realise you've not paid, and then it will shut your access down. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so but there is no reason why you can't come and go. Okay, so that I've made it nice and easy for you, nice and flexible. Right, okay, so we've got another class that's coming. I'm going to point this one out before we move on to the Facebook Live classes, and I'm just going to turn around and I'm going to point this cake over here. I can't remember if I put a picture of it up on here. Did I do that? Oh, I did. Look at me. Clever me. Right. This is another one that is coming in March. Now, this is now ready to go, but it's going to be coming out on the 12th of March. So this is coming into sort of spring season when maybe we might get some cherry blossom. You never know. But this is a brand new cake project that's going to be coming out on Sugarcraft and Gold membership, or also available to purchase separately. Now, it's not on the website yet to purchase. So if anyone's now rushing over there to look, it isn't there at the moment, but it will be going on next week. You've certainly got access to purchase the Teddy chocolate one, but this one isn't there yet. But it will be coming on it's going to be coming on Gold and Sugarcraft. Now, this is an airbrushing course. So this is another addition to the airbrushing. So I've already done beginners airbrushing. This is now going to be the next one to do. It isn't, it looks really effective. It's not particularly hard, but you do just need to concentrate on what you're doing when you do it. But it is a really, really lovely cake, and I'm trying to do something quite seasonal. You don't have to do it as a two-tier cake. You can do it as a single layer. You can do the birds any colour that you like. It's entirely up to you, but I've literally done it just so that you can have another go at airbrushing, because as I say, we have already a beginner's floral airbrushing. This is being listed as bird and cherry blossom or something like that, airbrushing, but it's not being listed as beginners. However, you would be able to do it if you were a beginner, because you just do the little bits that you want to be able to do. And cherry blossom is lovely. I know I am absolutely mad keen on cherry blossom. There is loads of, I've done, I think I've painted it. In fact, I know I've painted it because the cake's behind me, and also I've done it on cupcakes as well. So there's been lots of opportunity to buy into doing cherry blossom with me. It's a little bit, I discovered the other day, like rabbits. I seem to have plenty of rabbit painting classes, and I don't really know why, but I do. So and already I'm thinking along those lines again this year. I think it's Easter, and I immediately go, oh, the Easter bunny, so I know what I'm doing. But this is the new airbrushing course that's coming out on the 12th of March. So it's the Teddy one next. So Teddy one is next Saturday, and then there's a 2-week or 2.5 week gap, and then this one will be coming out next. So going back to the airbrushing quickly, so we have a set of airbrushing colours that are available. So if you are doing airbrushing, I am not selling airbrushes. I just want to point that out. I don't want to get involved in that side of it, because to be honest with you, I'm not that technical when it comes to airbrushes. I know how to operate them, but if they start to go wrong, I would rather you go back to the main supplier. Now, I did use Dinky Doodles on my courses, so, and I know Dawn Butler is extremely helpful when it comes to repairing the airbrushes, or if you have a problem with them. So that's why I have suggested you use Dinky Doodles. However, I'm sure PME or any of the other ones, they are all pretty much the same, but I do get on with the Dinky Doodle ones particularly well, mainly because I like the fact that Dawn Butler is there to help you if you have a problem. Now, the airbrush colours for the course, I have put them all together. So there are a set together. I think it's a set of 7, I believe. Someone will put a link up for me in a minute. So there is a set of these together. And what I've done here is I've included all the colours that cover the beginner's floral airbrushing and the bird course. So you have everything you need in one set. So you won't then need to go off and buy, oh, I need this and I need this, I need this. They are all the same. So I've put them all together to try and make it as easy as I possibly can. Now, if you have your own airbrush colours, that's absolutely fine, because, you know, they're fairly generic, red, green, all those kind of colours, but obviously it may turn out slightly different shades if you've got different brands. So the ones I've used are Sugar Flare, and as I say, and because they're all together in a block, they are cheaper than they are if you buy them all separately. So that is also on the website, and I can see links going up there as well. And also as well, I've used Cherry Blossom, which is the Blossom Sugar Art, which we have got in stock as well. And with the Blossom Sugar Art cutters, what I've done with those is I've put those as a block, so you can buy them all together, which means you'll be able to do the chocolate paste and the airbrushing, because I've used them across both, or you can buy them separately. So perhaps if you've already got some of them but you need the lily or perhaps the cherry blossom, you can go on and buy those separately as well. So those are also available at, say, all in one or individually, and they are on Let's Shop Kate Live. They're not on the school. So remember, we're still on the school at the moment. So don't don't forget Blossom Sugar Art. They are such nice cutters. I'm thrilled actually that they're back in stock and we're all using them again, because they are such nice cutters. I have used them for years, and I have spent my whole life doing commercial cake decorating, and they cut so many corners and they are so effective so quickly. I love them. So I'm not I was trying to think how I was going to word this. Anything I show you because I genuinely believe that they are really quick and easy ways to do. Because I've been doing cakes commercially for a long time, it's really good to get on with things and get them done as quickly as you can, but effectively. So my working methods tend to be quick and effective, rather than sort of spending hours and hours and hours making things. I quite like it to be done. Doesn't that look nice, everybody? Move on to the next one. So that's why I like the Blossom Sugar Art cutters. But again, they are on the site, so you can have a look on there. But before we leave the cake school, we are going to talk about the lovely Kelly. So the glamorous Kelly is going to be doing a Facebook Live, and it's Wednesday next week. Now, I am going to talk about it on Sugar and Crumbs as well, for those of you that do make it, bake it, decorate it, which is their closed hub. We will be talking about it on there as well. But for those of you that don't, Kelly is live on Wednesday the 23rd of February at 6:30. Did I put a little thing up on here, Kelly? I can't remember. Anyway, she's not here, so I'm going to talk about it. But it's called Matching Metallics, and it's all about learning how to make metallic colours, firstly from primary colours. I mean, I will be watching this. She's got it all planned out. I have had no input in this whatsoever. Kelly, the Queen of Colour, as Serena knows, is going to be talking us through how to do this. So she's going to be making up the primary colour, using the primary colours to make up the metallic colours. And then she's going to be showing you some of the metallic colours that you probably already own, and she's going to show you how to adjust them, because sometimes, and rose gold, I always talk about rose gold, is the key one where you get it and you go, yeah, I've got rose gold, brilliant, and then the bride turns up with her version of rose gold and you look at the two and go, oh dear, this is not rose gold. So Kelly is going to show you how to adjust those metallic colours as well, so that you can actually create the metallic colour that you actually need. So including sort of toning down some of the golds and adding in different shades to be able to create what you actually need. So that's a Facebook Live. So with Facebook Lives, they are not included in any membership at all. So if you do want to join the Facebook Live for Kelly, then you will need to go to tracymanncakeschool.co.uk and go into Facebook Live and sign up there. So it's £10 for that class, and all the money goes to Kelly. So it's for Kelly's travels, and as Kelly's currently trapped in Liverpool, she's certainly travelling. But if you would like to join the metallic class with Kelly, then this is your last opportunity before she's live on the Wednesday. So we go live at 6:30. There are no other lives scheduled at the same time, I believe. If you miss the class because you can't make it, you can go back and watch it, and you can ask Kelly any questions that you like live as well, and I'm sure that she'll be happy to help you. So Matching Metallics with Kelly, Wednesday 23rd of February at 6:30 in the evening. I'm on comments, which is completely terrifying because I shall spend most of the time trying to work out Kelly's multilingual keypad. I normally end up in Chinese, so I will try my best. Nikki might be better at it than me, but anyway, I will be on comments on Wednesday evening as well. So there you go. So Kelly's class Wednesday 23rd at 6:30. Right. Oh, one more before I go, because I mustn't forget. Did I put a picture up? Oh, Tracy, please tell me I did. Oh, no, I didn't put the wrong picture up. Okay, we'll cross that bridge next week. I just want to point out, Let's Paint Live Rabbit is also one of the classes that's well worth looking at while you're in the Facebook Live pages. There is one there for Easter, and it's so nice. It's such a nice class. I forgot to put the picture up, but basically it is the round egg with the rabbit painted on it, plus it being painted on sugar paste as well. So it's a double whammy, that one. You get 2 lessons for £10, I think it is, something like that. And it's all Easter and all covered and lovely and beautiful. But I will show you a picture next week because I've picked up the wrong picture. What am I like? But we'll run through that one next week because I am going to be back here next week as well. So we're going to keep going now for a little while. So there we go. Right, okay, let's move on. So let's go back to Let's Shop. Get rid of that one. Hold on. I've got to press all the magic buttons, you see. My children always say that I'm doing this when I'm looking at things, and they're probably right. It's called varifocals, children. Right, so what have we got? We are going... Oh, I meant to say, actually, before I leave the school, or I'm not leaving the school, but I'm telling you about the school. One of the other things I've done with the school, and that applies to anybody that is already a member, is on Tracy's Cakes. So this page, let me just go to this one here. If you go into Cake Supplies, I have now set up specific areas for the courses that you're on. So if you are on chocolate paste, if you go into Cake Supplies and open up the page, you are going to see a whole section now that is just on chocolate paste equipment. So if you're looking for glucose, chocolate, what else is in there, anything that's basically connected, the transfer sheets that I've used on the class, the bear grass, all of that stuff is in that specific section. So if you're an airbrusher, if you're doing the airbrushing course, there is an airbrushing section. If you're a cake painter, there is a cake painting section. So if you go onto there, if you are doing any of my courses, there is an ice cream section as well for the ice cream novelty cake. If you're doing any of my courses and you need specific stuff, then go to the Tracy's Cakes page, Cake Supplies, go down and then look for your course that you're doing, and you're going to find everything in there. And it all links to Let's Shop. So if you are shopping in there today and then end up back at Let's Shop, or the other way round, the postage will all come out of the same site, because Let's Shop is still on my site, but it's listed slightly differently. So if you are looking for supplies to do royal icing, they've also got their own group. So royal icing, airbrushing, chocolate paste, cake painting, they are all listed on the site separately so that you can find them, because I have used some quite specific stuff and I want you to be able to find it so that you can crack on with it, especially things like glucose. We're going to pick this glucose up now. Actually, I've not opened this. Have I opened this one? It's a little bit sticky. So glucose syrup, this is what we've been using in the chocolate paste. We have got lots and lots of this in stock. So if you are doing chocolate paste and you need it, we have got it, and it is all on the chocolate paste section of the site. So go and have a look. I'm just standing here with these. I'm just going to wave them around. This is the bear grass that we've used on the lily cake, which of course is on the other side of the room. Hold on, let me go and get that. Right, it's come back again. So this is the lily cake. I'm going to hold that up there close. Where are we? Okay, can you see that green on the top? Okay, that's called bear grass. That's also on the chocolate paste part of the site. But we have also got it in silver now, you see. I do like a bit of silver, me. So I've got it in silver. I'm going to put that there in stock. So we've got silver bear grass and we have got green bear grass. So this is a new product that's in stock, and I've got plans. I've already got plans for this, so this is coming really nice. I think there might be a gold one as well. I'll have a look, but I do like this stuff. It's very good for creating drama on cakes, because it just gives you the opportunity to just snip a few little bits off, and you can curl them with scissors, and then you get this lovely big effect. So if you ever make anything like the lilies, the blossom sugar art lilies, and then put the bear grass with it, it looks amazing. Without the bear grass, sometimes the lilies can look a bit flat, but if you've got lots of things around it, it can look really nice. And you know what goes with silver bear grass, don't you? Silver balls, everybody. You know what I like about silver balls and silver bear grass. You see, you can see it's all coming together now, can't you? I'm chuckling away to myself because we all know what's coming. So yeah, silver bear grass, silver balls. So there we go. And it would be nice in gold, but I was drawn to the silver. I do like silver. Right, I'm going to show you one other thing that I'm working on at the moment. This is like a little preview, but it's not ready to go yet. So this is something that's coming. I've already got the items on the website. However, we're still waiting for one lot to come in at the moment. So it all sounds a bit cryptic and strange, but I'm going to just give you a very quick preview of something I'm working on at the moment. So I'm currently working, there's a bit of paper in there. I'm currently working on creating designs like this. And it's going to be nice and simple and straightforward, but it is going to be featured on the school as well as on Facebook as well. So I'm going to do a lot of work with this at the moment. And the little tool that you need for this is the dotting tool. Now, some of you have spotted it already because we've used it on the airbrushing course, but I am going to be showing you how to do these patterns shortly in various different ways. So I've got lots and lots coming up here. I've been working furiously on this, and I think it's certainly very interesting. It's very simple and it's very straightforward. There is a method to it, of course, and there is a little gadget that you need to be able to help you to do it, but it is very pretty, and it's actually very relaxing to do, and you do not need to be a painter to do it. You just need to be able to follow some patterns, and it is all done with cocoa butter and my dotting tools. And there is also a stencil available as well. However, my stencils haven't arrived yet, so if anybody does order the stencils online, you are going to have to wait for them, because I've put on there we're awaiting stock. They haven't arrived yet because they are coming in from China, so I'm just waiting for those to come in. But that is something that is going to be appearing, so I'm warning you now, these are going to be coming in, and I'm going to be doing cupcake toppers. I'm going to be doing a whole cake in it, so this is going to be something you're going to see appear very shortly. But I am getting this going. Isn't it nice? It's pretty. It's very therapeutic to do. We do like that word therapeutic, but I really enjoyed doing this, and it did take me a while, I have to say. It did take me about 2 hours, but then I was actually trying to work it out as well as I was going along, because I was thinking, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I teach this? How am I going to get you lot to do it as well? Don't forget. And the end result actually was pretty good, and I've done one on blue in last week, and I really like that as well. But there is a way of keeping this straight and all these other bits and pieces that are involved, so look out for it. It's coming. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to stand that back over there, but it's certainly on its way and will be with us soon. Right, okay, so we'll have a quick look at the new moulds, and then I'm going to do some painting. So I'm going to show you some bits and pieces that have come in. So we have got, hold on, there's a little juggle going on here. So I'm just losing a rose as I go through that. Right, here we go. Let's have a little look at what's going on. I'm just going to move that out of the way with cameras so you can see. There we go. So this is the first mould. I went a bit mad with this actually, because I ended up making these in green. So there you go, you can see how bright they are. I made these with lime green chocolate, so I went a bit mad with this. But anyway, these are the leaf mould. Now I think this is going to work really, really well with the larger roses that we had the other week. I'm just going to find one now in a display of some description. I'm not entirely sure lime green, but you can kind of see how these leaves are going to work with these flowers backed up in bouquets. I think that's going to be very interesting. So I have now got the leaf mould. As I say, I did make it in lime green. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but there you go. That's the large rose as well. That's the one we do for Valentine's, but don't forget also as well, we've got Mother's Day coming up, and also for birthdays. Don't forget just general birthdays. A lot of the ideas that come up for Mother's Day, I think, are really suitable for birthdays as well. So there's lots and lots of things that you can do that are between the two and put these together. But I think those two together actually look really nice. So if you were making a bouquet, who did a bouquet? It might have been Sylvia the other week, and she put some together in a wrap. When you do floristry, you normally have green leaves in the background, so that's why I've gone ahead and got this mould, because I think this is going to be an extremely useful mould. It's actually quite deep as well. I think potentially you might be even to fill it with something. You could paint the bottom to start with, and then just fill it with some, I don't know, all sorts of chocolate fillings of some description, and then cover it over the top. But I think certainly that will work really well from that point of view. Now I am going to run some videos shortly, but what I'm going to do is just talk you through the moulds, and then we're going to run the videos. So we'll move that one out of the way. Let's put that there for a second. Right, this is the other new mould, which I have got a video on, I'll show you shortly. These are the mini rosebuds, so they're little ones. I've only just taken them out of the mould, you can tell. And they were really sweet to make. Now I have got the, what do I do with the large one? The large one's here, but I chipped the leaf off. So that's the large one, and this is the small one. Okay, so this is more like a rosebud here, so you've got a calyx and that going in, and the flower is there if you wanted to paint them. This actually has a leaf here, but I've broken it off. I haven't eaten it. I'd just like to point that out. So this is called Little Rosebuds, this one. Okay, I've made these in pink, but again, I'll probably have a go at painting those later on. So the size-wise comparative, let's get a look at all three together, because then we can make a judgment here, can't we, on sizing. So much easier to actually be able to see things together, isn't it? There you go. So that's how small they are in comparison to the others. So they're not, let me get my, oh, there's my tape measure, look at that. Could not be more organised this morning if I tried. Right, let's have a little look at the sizes on this. So this one here is about 8 centimetres, this is 7, and this one is 5. So they are quite a bit smaller than all those, but you've got quite a nice range there. So if you wanted to do something with those, again, I've got plans, you know what I'm like, to go on cakes and things, then this is a really nice one as well. Right, let's move you out of the way for a second. The other new one we've got here is called, there's one missing because I was in the process of thinking when I did this. It's a lethal process, people. Don't let me think while I'm doing things. So this is Assorted Flowers. So these are much larger flowers. So we've got a little rose, there's a little sunflower there, little tulip. And then I didn't really know what this was. It's quite sort of generic, but it's quite modern. I describe this as like modern flowers, I think. That's how I would describe this. And then there is a daffodil as well. And I've left that out because I think while I was piping them, I thought, well, this daffodil's not pink, is it? So I missed that one out, but there is a daffodil in there as well. So these ones here, I think will look really lovely. A little flower pot cake or something along those lines. And again, that's another plan for Kelly and I to discuss when she comes back. This one is called Assorted Lollipop Flowers Large. Don't forget there is the small assorted flowers, but I would describe those as more tiny than anything else. They're really tiny. And we've used those on cupcakes last week or the week before that had the green on them. So they're really, really tiny. These are actual lollipop sizes and they're not huge. They're quite nice sizes. So if you look at the rose bud with those, it looks very similar. The rosebuds all seem to be together versus this large one here, which is really quite big in comparison to that. And you're right, a mixture of flowers is actually quite nice because you can sort of paint different ones. I mean, if you want to have a whole thing of daffodils, I'll have to look for a whole thing of daffodil mould. I've not seen one, but I think a natural mixture of flowers is actually quite nice. It could be a dahlia, yeah, you could be right. But you can dye your chocolate pink or you can paint it with cocoa butter. It's entirely up to you. It's kind of whatever you prefer to do, really, because you might look at it and go, oh, no, I think I just want to do them all blue or pink or whatever colour it is that you want to do. It's entirely up to you, or paint them. I would probably end up wanting to paint them, I think. So I know what I'm like. So there we go. And then we have got these two moulds in as well. We're starting to head towards Easter now. So I'm starting to point out some of our Easter moulds. So this is the Easter egg with the lollipop stick in it, and again, look at the painting opportunities here, people. So there's nice painting opportunities with this one here. This one is the rabbit with the basket. Now there is a video on this on YouTube, so for those of you that are not aware already, I do have a YouTube channel, and that is it coming up here now. Now if you go to this mould on the website and click on the link, you will actually see the video. If you're on a desktop, not on a phone or a laptop, you'll see the link to the video to do this bunny and basket, and I've shown you how to paint the whole thing. So if you want an update on how to do that, then you will need to go to the YouTube channel to have a look there. Let me just take that down. I'm taking down all the wrong bits. There we go. So that one is called Bunny with Basket. We're very slowly introducing Easter because we're not quite there with Easter yet. But do you know what? Valentine's Day seemed to come and go very, very quickly. And then before we knew it, it was here. So we're trying to sort of introduce it a little bit slower. Now, the other big one that we're looking at today, they're very excited. I want to put the wrong thing up there, bear with me, is the rabbit. So I found this rabbit mould. It's so cool. I love it. So we're having it, and I've already made two. Haven't painted them yet because that's something I'm going to leave for Kelly to do next week, but it works the same way as the haunted house. Now it's quite big, so I'm going to hold this up here so you can see it. Actually, I've been using it, so you can already see it's got chocolate all over it. And I've made two already, and I'm going to show you what they look like, and I'm going to run a video so you can see how it's made. So we're going to start with the video. I've just got to make sure I give you the right video. So this is a video now that's going to show you how to make the rabbit. So I'm going to show you now how to use the rabbit mould. So I've got some tempered chocolate here, and all I'm going to do is take my paintbrush and I'm just going to paint the bottom of the mould. So I'm going to make sure that I've covered all the little details that are in there. That's the purpose of doing this. So if you think, why on earth is she doing this? I'm doing this to get any air bubbles out and make sure that all the bottom is covered completely. So you literally just paint a layer of chocolate on the bottom, just like I'm doing now. You can flip it over as well and see to make sure you've got it all. So you can always turn it over and have a little look, just like that. You can see if you've missed anything.
and then up onto the ears. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with the lower half as well. By the time I've done the lower half, this top one will be dry if I've melted the chocolate correctly, which I have. So it should be 1 to 2 minutes to dry. Missed a bit around the top of his head. Just flip it over and just check that you've got it all in. You can have a little look there and see what's missing. And then we can go from there. So once both moulds are full, I'm going to start with this one because it's the one I did first. I'm just going to take hold of some chocolate and I'm going to pour it in like so into the middle there, like that. And then I'm just going to move the chocolate around, so make sure it goes up to the ears. So literally just let the chocolate run where it wants to run. Add more if required. Might need a little bit more in that ear in a minute. It's heading up that way. So you can either make it solid or you can make it slightly hollow. You can fill it with sweets, that kind of thing. But when you're doing this, you are literally rolling the chocolate around so it goes up the sides. So make sure you get it right the way up to the top, otherwise it's not going to set. When you put the two together, you'll have a hole in the side of your rabbit if it doesn't come up to the line. So just keep moving it around until you've got that far. And if it goes over the line like that, it's not the end of the world. You can just take hold of something like a plastic side scraper and just bring the lines back in again so you can see exactly where it is that you need to go. There's another little bit there. So the ears are solid by the looks, pretty much. And then the rest of it, I'm just going to get the chocolate right down to the bottom as well. Don't forget this ledge at the bottom here. So just let it come out like so. Keep moving it around. So it takes a couple of minutes, and I'm going to do this with both pieces. And then I'm going to pop them in the fridge and I'm going to leave them to set for roughly half an hour.
Okay, so that's the rabbit. I did actually make it in 2 different ways. So one of the ways that I made it was I actually did one like you've seen in the video where I put chocolate in both halves and let them set. Then what I did is I then got my chocolate out of the microwave and I piped all the way around the edge of the rabbit and joined the two together. Then I did a different way because I thought I'm going to try a couple of different ways here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that video up onto YouTube when I finished editing it. And what I did was exactly the same. So I painted the rabbit and then I poured the chocolate in, and then what I did is I joined the mould together. Now the moulds themselves, they don't clip together, but there are guides here just on that part of the mould there at the top and the bottom. If you line these two up, you have to hold on tight and start going like this with the mould. It will then join up as one item, so you then don't have to worry about the join in the seam. You will get some seepage where the chocolate's starting to come out, but that is usually a very, very thin layer, and you can then go round with your knife and trim that away. So you will still end up with the rabbit as a 3D item. So you've kind of got a choice really how to do it. So I've done one in pink and I've done one in the white chocolate, and we're going to be able to paint them at some point. Now I'm not going to paint them today because they are going to take a long time to do because they're quite big. So my vision for this is it's going to be a cake topper, so quite a large cake topper there. So I'm going to pick mine up because if it's not a cake topper, it fits in my boxes. Look at that. So there it is, it's quite big. And I've put some white shredded paper in the bottom here, and these boxes here were used for the haunted house at Christmas. So haunted house and the Christmas cottage and the rabbit all fit in the same boxes. So I have now relisted them back onto Let's Shop so that you know what to do with them. I've put a little card in the bottom, a little gold card. They come flat packed, so you have to build it. And then what I've done is I've put some white shredded paper around the bottom of the bunny. You could then put in mini eggs, but you see, I dare not buy them at this point because I will eat them. There's no question about it. And then pop them in there, and then the rabbit sit in there on top. So he is big. He is a cake topper for sure. Or you can have him hollow, because that's the other thing I talked about in the video, is you can fill him with sweets, and then if you keep him hollow, and then people can smash him open and eat him for Easter. And if you make him in a nice chocolate, he will be really nice to eat. what was I going to say about him? In terms of the amount of chocolate for the rabbit, it's approximately, if it's hollow, 300 grams of chocolate or less. It's probably unlikely you get away with much less than that, but 300 grams of chocolate should just about do it. So we've got little 400-gram bags of white chocolate. They're about 6 something. So it's going to cost you maybe so he's doing some maths here, maybe about £4.75 to make him, plus your box and a little bit of shredded paper. If you went into somewhere like Marks and Spencer's or somewhere else, you'd buy one of these, but they would be a lot more than that, and you will have had fun painting this. And I did discuss this with Kelly because she is away, and I've sent her pictures. I said, you know what this reminds me of? You know when you used to go to those pottery painting places, it reminds me of that. That is exactly the size and everything that it is. And I am going to paint it, but I'm not going to paint it today because it's going to take me quite a long period to do. So I am definitely going to paint them. I've made 2 at the moment. So if I don't paint them, Kelly will be painting them. It's such a hardship for Kelly having to paint something like this. But I did make a pink one as well while she wasn't looking. So that's one I've made in pink chocolate, and that was the one I made all in one. So I've got a little line that's running around the edge of the rabbit there, but I can just take a sharp knife and I can just chip away at that, and then there you go, I've got my rabbit. But it doesn't have any sweets inside of it because I've sealed it whilst it's still wet. So if you want to seal it while it's still wet, then you won't get one that's got sweets inside of it. If you want to do it with sweets inside of it, then you'll join it with chocolate, which I have got a video for and I will show you later on. But there, that one is. I may have to paint this one. I might not let Kelly have this one. I think this could be mine. But they are in the pipeline now. As I say, it's slowly sweeping in, isn't it, Easter? So I don't want to overwhelm us too quickly with all the Easter ideas because we have a lot. So I'm just showing you now the moulds that are coming in so you can see what's happening. I'm going to just run another video now just showing you very quickly how to use the assorted flowers and also the roses. Okay, I'm going to show you, this is the large assorted flower. So I've got some pink chocolate in here. Let me just cut the end off it. It might help if I had the scissors. Like so, and I'm just going to pour some in here just so you can see what they look like when they're coloured. And then there's a rose one here. Not going to do the daffodil. I don't really know what this one is, but we'll do it anyway. And then there's a tulip one in the end there, and then sort of a daisy one there. Let's just do that one. Okay, so we'll get the lollipop sticks in quick. Put them in and twist them. And then this one. And then remember to tap them really quickly. That's important, otherwise you're going to get air bubbles. And then we'll do this one, which is the miniature rose. I started painting these and then decided actually I don't think they need to be painted the bottom. So I've left that bit off. I think they're going to be fine. There's actually not a lot of detail on these in terms of, because some chocolate moulds you get little holes where there's all sorts of things. This one actually seems fairly consistent. So I did not do that in the end. If I regret it, I will let you know. It's always possible. Again, take your lollipop sticks. So this mould's smaller than the other ones. You know, the other rose bud mould, that's quite a bit smaller than this one. Okay, and then we'll just pop those in the fridge for about 20 minutes. Okay, so I hope you're finding these videos informative. I've been videoing them as I'm going along, recording for my classes every week, so I'm hoping that you're getting some benefit out of seeing things done like this. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to show you a couple of patchwork cutters that we've got that are coming in that are new. They have the stock is here already. One of them is a daisy chain and the other one is called Countryside, and I just want to talk you through those and explain what we're going to be doing with those over the next couple of weeks as well. So we'll go down to the board. So the first one I'm going to show you is Countryside. This is not the one I'm going to paint today. The one I'm going to paint today is the daisy chain, but this has just come in, so I just want to show you around what this is. And you know me, I can already see all the potential that's going to be coming with this. So this is on my list to paint next week, I think, she says. I'm pretty certain that's what's going to happen. So this is what's included. You get a couple of different trees. There's a couple of clouds in there. There is also a, what is that? It's a lamppost. a bit of fencing, some grass, and then you've got some little shapes here, some butterflies, hearts, and looks like a teardrop. Is that what it's meant to be? Let's have a look what she's done with it. Was it a heart? No, that's the heart. So it must be a teardrop of some description. Where are we? Just looking at the instructions. Can't see it's a teardrop anyway. That's what I'm thinking it is, unless anyone else can tell me what it is. I think that's a teardrop. So anyway, these are all the bits and pieces for the countryside set. They have just arrived, so they are on Let's Shop Kate Live and they are available to get already. So this one I'm looking at next week for painting, so that's going to be happening next week. And the one we're going to look at this morning is daisy chain. So this daisy chain one is a bargain. This is only £3. It's very cheap. It's called daisy chain, and let me just get my bits and pieces organised for this. So I'm going to bring this over here so we can have a little look. Okay, so this is daisy chain. Let's move that out of the way. So daisy chain, not that one, consists of 2 parts. So it's got this one here, and if I turn that one over there, and this one here, let's move that there. Okay, so if I hold it up a bit closer, you can see, so it's got quite a long daisy chain on there, and then a little short one there. So all we're going to do is we're going to have a go at painting it onto a biscuit this morning. So I've got my heart-shaped biscuits back. I know Valentine's Day is over, but there's lots of other occasions where heart-shaped biscuits, like wedding favours and springtime, Mother's Day, birthdays, all of those things are relevant. So we're going to continue with the theme for the moment. I'm very slowly weaning you off Valentine's Day. Right, this is my chrome food warmer, and in it is a tea light. So this is what I use to do cocoa butter painting, and I'm just going to pop my metal paint palette on the top there. Now we have, I'm going to just come on screen for a second, I'll put that on there. So we have a cocoa butter cake painting kit for anybody who would like to have a go. So especially if you're a new member of the cake school, then this is the kit to get you started. It is the beginner's cocoa butter cake painting kit, and in it contains everything you need to be able to start cocoa butter painting, with the exception of the chrome food warmer. Now the chrome food warmers are available on Amazon, so if you do want to go and get one, you'll need to go to Amazon to pick one up, and then you can start painting. So in there you've got 4 paintbrushes, and you've got 11 dusting colours, and a metal paint palette, and some cocoa butter, and everything you need to get started. So that's what we're using this morning. So there we go. So whilst I've been chattering away, this has started to warm up already. It started to get quite hot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some cocoa butter. Now cocoa butter looks like tiny little pellets, and that will melt very quickly because it's going to be on the metal paint palette. And then we're going to pick some colours. So we're going to go for spring green, and we'll go for yellow, and we'll go white, except I've run out of white, so I'm now running across the other side of the room. Kelly, this is where I need you. How dare she go on holiday? Right, I'm just now running to the other side of the room to find myself some white, which I know I've got here somewhere, so I'm just going to keep chattering away for the moment. Oh, there it is. Okay, fantastic. Right, okay, back we come. And we need some white people, which of course I have got all organised. Here we go, here's the white. So, put the white dusting colour in there. And then we've got yellow. I've gone, actually, I'm not sure if I want spring or moss. I think we'll have both. Let's get moss green as well. So moss green is a really nice grass colour, we've decided. Paintbrush wise as well, I'm not going to get very big paintbrushes today. I'm going to stick with paintbrush number 1, and also probably 0. Something, Kelly's favourite one is 0, so I've actually got my hands on it while she's not here, otherwise it's disappearing. Moss green, as I say, is a very nice colour. It's even more of a nice colour when it jumps out of me from the box. Here it is, yay! Right, so moss green, and we use moss green a lot at Christmas. We did it for Holly. There we go, that's moss green. And then spring green is more of a limey green colour, so it's a little bit brighter, like so. So what I've done is I've taken a little bit of sugar paste, not a huge amount, and I've dyed it with this colour here. This is Colour Splash Green. Okay, and what I've done is it's come out this colour, so it's come out as sort of a nice pale colour, and I've given it, I'm going to just give it a bit more of a knead, because I did need it a while ago, and this is Massachusetts paste. For those of you that know what Massachusetts is, it's quite a tough sugar paste, and it needs a bit of a encouragement, like the owner. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start rolling this out. Make sure we've got some icing sugar on there. And we're just going to get a nice basic round, not round, heart shape. So this is one of the heart shape cookie cutters that I'm using. So we've got a set of 2 of these. I'll just make sure that doesn't stick. What we want it to do, we need it to move. So this is the largest one. So I'm just going to press that down, give it a little wiggle. There we go. So we know it's cut through. We can hear it. There we go, like so. We can get rid of the rest of that green. Now I need some royal icing in a little pot with some water. We're going to make a little bit of royal icing in the pot. So just a little bit with some water. Just pop a little bit of water into this, just make it a little bit softer. And then that gives me a sort of a glue like that. I don't want it to be too wet, because if it gets too wet, what happens is it makes the cookie too soft and then it becomes a bit of a pain. So we don't really want to do that. So we just need it to be just like that, a little bit tacky. Okay, right, let me grab my chair. So I've got my cookie. Okay, let's move that up a bit so we can see. There we go, move that out the way. And then what we'll do is we'll put the royal icing onto here. So we'll just pop that onto the biscuit. Don't need to make it too complicated. Like so. So I think this one is going to be more suitable for a cake, and then the other one I think is going to be more suitable for cupcakes and cookies, because it's quite a bit smaller. Although, you know what I'm like, I do think actually you might be able to sort of join it up and create other bits and pieces, because similar wise, it really weirdly, it's actually very similar shape to this one in terms of size. When you look at it separately, it looks bigger, but it's not. There's literally nothing in it. So that's what I would say there. So we're going to take that and we're going to pop that on there. Let's pop that in that part of the corner of the cookie. So we'll press that down. I know my cookie queen's on at the moment. I have the lovely Gillian, who is honestly makes beautiful cookies. She's been on my royal icing course and she's excelled, haven't you, Gillian? So there we go. Now what I'm doing here is I'm literally just taking hold of my finger and I'm bringing this back up to the surface, because sometimes when you press down you can go too far and then you end up with all these little indents and it becomes so much harder to paint. So that's why I do it. So I then literally just take that and it brings it back up to the surface. It distorts it slightly, but that's fine, we don't mind that. Okay, right, so let's paint this. This is screaming for sprinkles and painting, I think, isn't it? Now, you can always do these in advance. You don't have to do them on the day. So if you wanted to literally sit and paint these in advance, you can do that with no problem. Store them in like a sort of, I always store things in cake lids. I know it sounds a bit strange, but I have lots of tall cakes that go out and they don't need their lids half the time. So I end up with loads of cake lids. And that's how I tend to store my creations, because somebody else asked me about plaques last week and they are all in cake lids. They're all on the shelf in cake lids. So we're going to do a little bit of painting here. So I'm just going to bring this down a little bit so you can see it. Let's turn that round. There we go. Right, okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to pop the paintbrush in there and we're going to go for, let's go for the stem first. So we're going to go for a little bit of green, the moss green and some white. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll just paint the leaf. Now I've only got a 0 paintbrush at the moment, which we do have on the website, or they are part of the beginner's cocoa butter cake painting kit. So if you have one of these kits or you want to get one, then they are included in those kits, or you can buy them separately. Most of the paintbrushes, I mean, I was saying this the other day, I only tend to get new paintbrushes when I can't find my old ones, and that's because I'm sometimes not the most organised of people, or if I start organising I can't find things. I'm one of those people. So the only time I ever replace them is through that. So when I'm live, and I do paint every day, near enough every day, with my job, I am still using these same paintbrushes. So they are not, once you've got them, as long as you look after them, then you're going to find they're going to last. So you are not then going out and replacing them. The key thing to do is when you finish with them is that you don't leave them drying downwards, because that distorts the brush itself. You need to leave them to dry flat, and then you won't have a problem. So you see, that's nice and easy, isn't it? Okay. Could you put chocolate on the biscuit, let it set and use the cutters? If it's chocolate, as in hard chocolate, then you can't use the cutters on hard chocolate. For those of you on chocolate paste, you could do this with chocolate paste. So you could put a chocolate paste on there and then emboss it and paint that. So if anybody wants to have a go with that, then the answer to that question is that. Right, let's go on to the white. So I'll just pick up a little bit of white here. I've done a bit of a daisy theme recently. I've got a daisy cake behind me. I don't really know why, I've got to be honest. I think I just see a few things and went, oh, daisies, oh, more daisies, oh, and some more as well. But they're just really sweet. And I think, you know what, they're quite pretty for birthdays and summer and all the things that are to come. Now we've had this hideous storm, it's nice to try and think that we're going to be moving in the direction of something a little bit more bright rather than all this grey murky weather that we've got around at the moment. So I think, you know, don't think I want to paint thunderstorms. I think we'll paint flowers instead, much nicer. So if you are a beginner's painter, then the patchwork cutters are perfect for you, because you don't need to worry about actually having to think about where you're putting your brush, because it's all marked out for you. So you literally just follow it. It's very, very straightforward. It's not too difficult at all. So there you go, that's that bit already. And you also could do any colour with this. I know it says daisy, but that doesn't mean that you have to paint it daisy colours. If you want to paint it a different colour, that's okay. You can paint them anything you want. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just putting a little bit of white into some of the yellow. I think you can just about see that on screen. Just brighten that up a little bit. And then it's got some quite nice texture inside the daisy as well. So we're just going to paint around that. Go, and that is it, literally. It's that easy. It's really not difficult at all. I've recently launched Patchwork Cutters Snowdrop class painting that's on my school. So if you want to learn how to do that, then that is very similar to this, but that's also available on the Cake School at the moment. And I've done more shading and bits and pieces with that one, but it is a really, really nice way to learn. Now you can also, with daisies, if you just go around the outside edge of a daisy with a little bit of green, it makes it slightly more realistic. Whereas sometimes daisies that are literally just white with no green around them doesn't look as realistic. And next time you see a daisy, and I know you won't see one today particularly, but next time you see one, you have a look in the middle and you're going to see a little bit of green in there, and you'll go, oh, I didn't notice that before. Well, there you go. So I'm going to pick that up now so you can see it a little bit closer. And that little bit of green is really important. It does actually make quite a lot of difference. There we go. Can you see that? Okay, so we've got our lovely cookie. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to resist not putting any sprinkles or piping on here, so that's what we'll do next. So I've got piping bags sorted somewhere. What do I do with that? There we go. Right, so piping bags, we've got these on Let's Shop as well. Adapters, we've got these, and we've also got piping nozzles. So I teach royal icing. Again, it is on the Cake School. It is part of Gold and Sugarcraft membership if you want to join that. And it is, as I say, lots of you, particularly Gillian, have done very, very well doing the cookie section on that website, so, or on that school class. So if you fancy improving your cookies and taking it to a whole new level, then don't go and join that class, because you will love it. Right, let's move that down to the bottom there. Let's just squeeze it down. So this is royal icing, that's it coming out there. So with this, we can then literally just kind of finish it off. We can just pipe just some little dots going round at the outside edge. We'll do it in like a little triangle because we've got a little gap here. So just a couple of dots and one above, so we can make it a little bit different. So this is nice and easy as well. It's not too difficult, but again, the royal icing class will help you to get to this point. It's helped a lot of people. Royal icing is one of these things that people are really frightened of. Chocolate and cake painting, so I might as well do all the hard stuff. Chocolate cake painting, royal icing and airbrushing. Everybody goes, oh, I don't know about that. But actually, if you can take the dive and have a go, you'll probably find that you really enjoy it. and it will actually push you to do some quite different things. And so I am encouraging you to have a go, especially when we've got all these membership options at the moment, because it's really quite reasonable to be able to have a go at these courses at the moment. So all I'm doing is just piping a line and then just one underneath, so you can see it sort of coming out now. It's very pretty and looks lovely. So storage wise, in terms of how long you can store them for, so most biscuits I'd say shelf life 10 days. So if I was doing biscuits for a wedding and the wedding was on Saturday, I would probably start maybe the Thursday before, and I would get the biscuits made. If they were being royal iced, and I'm going to show you some royal icing shortly, then I would, again, you'd probably need to start maybe even potentially further back than that. I know lots of people worry about them going off and all these other bits and pieces, but I have never had a problem with this. Now we have our own cookie recipe, which is available on a recipe card, which is actually Kelly's. We have two of them. We have a cookie one and a gingerbread one. Now they are our recipes that we have put out to everybody. We do charge for them. We charge £2 for a laminated sheet that you can then pin up on your notice board, and you can then make your cookie recipes from, and they are both brilliant recipes, well worth having. So there you go. Can you see how pretty that is coming already? Oh no, have we got a problem with our server? Okay, right, okay, we're going to stop for a second.